Okay, well, here we go. So, welcome. Welcome to the 5 best strategies to attract your soul clients naturally without having to hunt them down. Because I know this is a thing. This is a thing that we think that we have to do. And so I'm really going to share the strategies that have worked best for me. And this is going to be an interactive training. So you can use the chat and post your questions or comments in the chat if you would like to. And then, like I said, there will be Q&A afterwards. So it's not one of those like webinars where I'm going to tell you a super long story about myself or talk about the marketing fluff that you guys have heard all before and give you a big pitch to buy something. So go ahead and just put your questions. If you want to write them down, if you want to put them in the chat, that's fine. We'll have time to go through them. And let's talk about, let's see, what you can expect from this training. So I'm going to talk to you about why traditional marketing may not be working for you, and then something that you have to be certain of in order to attract your clients. And the biggest reason that you've likely been getting stuck, and one of the mistakes I see people make over and over again that makes them feel like they have to go out and hunt clients and convince people to buy and turn into that sleazy salesperson that none of us want to be, right? And then what people are not talking about that will actually create the natural attraction factor. So I'll be giving you implementation ideas with each of these 5 strategies to make sure that you can walk away with some tangible, ready to implement ideas. And then we're also going to go over a client attraction post, and you'll have that completed by the time we're done, or at least started. And I'm going to save my super strategy for the last because it's what most business coaches leave out. And I think it's going to help you really understand the natural attraction factor and understand me a little bit more. So you can stay tuned for that at the very end. And just to make sure you're in the right place, let's talk about who this is not for, first of all, because I don't want to waste your time. And I think all of you on here, it's going to be perfect for. But if you're not open to connecting from the heart, if you don't think that you have untapped abilities, if you aren't willing to look beyond the obstacles in your path, and you don't want to do the inner work, and I don't think there's anybody on here that is so. So I think this is going to be perfect for you because you probably know that you're powerful and you're capable of so much more than what's going on in your life right now. And you have a calling. You have a calling that is driving you forward, and you're open to working on yourself like you've probably been doing for many years. And you know that being an entrepreneur is really a journey of the soul, right? So I'm really glad that you're here, and thank you for taking this time. And I just want to be authentic and let you know that I really love teaching this stuff. And I'm still on my journey to gaining more wisdom as I go too, just like we all are. And I love to share this, that my clients think I'm magic. I mean, really, they use that word, and it just makes me smile, because when I was little, I always liked, what were those, like Bewitched and I Dream a Genie. I always wanted to be magic. I didn't know that I was at the time. But yeah, so, and then also, I'm not going to be selling or pitching a product or a program during this training. So you can relax there. But if you do stay till the end, I'll let you have something that is going to be valued at that actually goes on my website for $397. So let me briefly introduce myself. I think I know all of you here, but just in case, my name's Lisa. I help heart-centered women entrepreneurs like you stand out online and create their next level financial success, like really moving to the next level of where they want to get to. And I do this through customized client attraction strategies that really help them align with their purpose. And I also mentor at the local co-working space. I'm heading up their annual event for their nonprofit arm. I'm also a social media director and an ambassador for a couple online and offline memberships and chapters. And then I'm also retired from a directorship position for a multi-million-dollar company. And this is me when I'm not all dressed up and fancy for a full photo shoot like you see me online. Well, you're seeing me here today too. I'm not all dressed up and fancy, but I live on a ranch in Yosemite foothills, and I love animals. I love being outdoors. I love all things nature. I have 2 grown children that I'm very, very proud of. They're both regular people in the society and have jobs and all that. And I've even included a picture of my hubby here and my vision board so that you know a little bit more about who I am. And if you're connected with me on social media at all, you'll probably see that I'm posting lots of things, like lots of sunsets and pictures of the trees off my deck and stuff like that. And if we're not connected, I am on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter, and I'd love for you to connect with me there. So I really love the life that I've created. And what I know is that it is possible for you to create any life you want. Like whatever it is you want, it is possible for you to create that. So a little bit of background on me. I have 30 years professional experience as a nutrition therapist and counselor. The last 20 of it was spent as a business consultant for, like I said, the multi-million-dollar company. And eventually I was director of 43 nutrition service departments. So their budgets, their policies, their operations, their compliance with all of the state, local, federal government regulations. And actually our company became rated as the number one in their nation. And I was very, very proud to be the reason for that. I also taught at the college level and did a lot of outreach within the different communities locally and statewide. I mentored dietitians throughout America, really. And I loved what I did. But healthcare was changing, and leadership was changing in my company, and all the departments were being, well, not all, but many of the departments were being outsourced. So in 2010, I went online to search for a job. And what happened is I found this whole new world. And I started learning about the online world, and I learned about online marketing. And I just, I loved it. I loved learning about marketing and sales. And I actually did marketing in my position as a director and also as a regional. But it's different when you are marketing and selling yourself. So I took lots of courses. I mean, I've lost count of how many courses I've taken. But I struggled. I struggled to feel, I wasn't getting my questions answered. I struggled with getting visible. I struggled with, I wanted somebody to hold my hand through the whole process. And I'll tell you that I've learned a lot. I've learned from every single thing I've done, from every mentor I've worked with. And I've learned that what they say about failing until you succeed is just the journey. I mean, it really is just about the journey. It allows you to see what doesn't work for you so that you can actually hone in on what is working for you or what does work for you. But what I struggled with the most was my messaging, defining who I was, like taking all of me and defining like who is that person wrapped up into one sentence. Figuring out, with all of my skills and experiences and passions, what it was that I was really good at. And what I know I'm very good at is simplifying, excuse me, and shortcutting the time it takes to help my clients feel fully represented in their branding, in their positioning, so that, and also in their offers, in the way they operate, in the models that they have within their business, so that they can work with as many clients as they want to or as little as they want to, and still, create the dream that they have. So I just want to tell you about Erica. I love Erica. So I love to hear stories about clients when I watch these things. So I figured you might too. So I sprinkled some of these in here. But I've worked with a lot of people, and Erica was referred to me by the founders of the Wellness Universe. I'm an ambassador for them, and so the co-founders, the founder and co-founder of the Wellness Universe, and I work fairly closely together. So Erica is the founder of the Super Conscious Self-Coaching and Super Conscious World. And she has this amazing system and certification course that she's developed, and she really wanted to get it out to the world, but she was having trouble attracting the right people. So we worked on her messaging and her website copy, and now she's attracting the higher level clients that actually want to become the instructors for her certification program so that they can help spread the messages. And before, what she was attracting, she was attracting people that actually wanted the healing. So it was a different level, it was a different market. And so we looked at that, and I received this beautiful message from her. I have been always searching for those people with whom I can click easily, who love and know what they do, and who are doing business on an energy level of love. These are very important to me, and Lisa is such a great example of all these. Her knowledge in digging out the essence we are looking for is amazing. Her unique process of finding out who's your ideal audience, what they want, what their problems are, and how to talk to them is extraordinary. So she was really happy, and it was really fun to see her change and start to really attract the right people. So this is what I believe. I believe that we're each created different so that we can bring our uniqueness to the world. Our life experience is like no one else. And that is the golden key to our business. So let's dive into the 5 best strategies to attract your soul clients naturally without having to hunt them down. We are actually going to be covering a lot. So if you can turn off all your distractions and get ready to take some notes, you'll want to, some paper and a pen to write with, or your camera. If you want to take pictures of the slides, you can do that too. So, let's see. So let's dive in. So the first strategy is knowing who you're serving, because you have to be extremely clear on who your soul clients are. You have to know them so well that you can speak their language. And you've probably heard this, you can't speak to everyone or have a generic messaging. Well, online, that is so important, because it just doesn't work. You have to know what they fear. You have to know what they desire. You have to know what challenges they face in their day-to-day world, so that you can develop those emotional connections. So remember, you're looking for soul clients, not just any client. It's really no fun to work with clients that you don't vibe with, right? If they're not a match, it just is frustrating for you, it's frustrating for them, and no one wins. So the deeper work also is required. It's not just like, here's an avatar sheet, what's the demographics, are they married or not, and how old are they, and what industry are they in. It's going much deeper than that in your market research questions. And then also, clarity comes from knowing their journey and what their symptoms look like in their life. So I always talk about the symptoms of what is actually their, people talk about the pain and the pleasure. Well, what does it look like? What are the symptoms in their life? So think about their day and think about their journey. So your clients are on a journey, or your audience is on a journey from being very stuck to being ready to work with you. So it's knowing what their journey looks like that really helps to get you very clear, so you can talk to them. And then deeply connect with them from the heart. Show them who you really are. There's lots and lots of ways to connect, but the key is finding out which way you really like to connect, which way is easy for you, or that is exciting for you, or that pushes you a little bit. And this is really where marketing goes awry. I'm sure you've followed some guru formulas or taken self-study courses that have a new technique that they're teaching, or they're teaching you a formula. And the thing is that you try it, but it feels hard, or you resist because you dread doing the strategies. And that's why it's not working. When you think of it, think of the energy that you're putting out. When you dread something, or you are resisting it, or you don't like it because it's just not a fit for you, it's not going to work for you, and it's just going to make you more frustrated. And when you don't have the clarity, you wonder why no one's going to, why no one's paying attention to you. You maybe like posting like crazy on social media, or you're putting blog posts out on your website, and no one's coming and seeing them. And you can't even give your free stuff away. This happened to me when I first started. Like nobody even would open my free stuff. It was so frustrating. And this is when you don't have clarity on who your people are. And you think it's your marketing, or you think you don't have what it takes. And what happens is you just waste lots and lots and lots of time. So here's an implementation idea that's going to help to get you started. Think of a question that you can ask your audience that's going to help them get into their world, into their day, into their frustrations and their desires, and help you find out more about them. Like, a common question is, what is the biggest challenge you're facing right now in this area of expertise, whatever area of expertise you are, whether it's relationships or life or business or health or whatever it is that your area of expertise is. And, there's lots of questions you can ask to get to know your people. So have fun with it. Ask them lots of different questions. Asking questions is the key to really understanding who your people are. So the second strategy, and I'm talking really fast, so I'm going to take a sip of tea, is to have sought after positioning so that people know you as the go-to person for what you do. Like, you want your positioning in the market to be a full representation of you, your expertise, your passions, your skills, all of that. So you feel in alignment, which, by the way, has just totally jumps over confidence. Like, this is not about you. It's not about confidence. You're ready, right? You're ready, and it jumps over the doubt. So you've got to own your uniqueness. So you need to know what that is and be really proud of it, and show it off, and show up powerfully as all of who you are, like all your experience, your talents, your gifts, your skills, your hobby, your opinions, all of that stuff. Be brave. Share your personality. Share your philosophies. Share your opinions. I always say, we don't really want to go into politics with your people unless that's really what you're about. But be the leader. Be the leader of your message. Be in the energy of what you stand for, because you are a role model and you are the leader of your people. And when you're not clear on your positioning, you're not going to stand out online. Now, like online and offline is different. So offline, when you're doing workshops and speaking and stuff, you can afford to be a little more generic, because you're there, you're showing up in your energy, and people can feel you and sense you. And our verbal language is only so little of our communication. So when you're showing up personally, it's totally different than online. But when you're online, you've got to be clear. So when you're not clear on your positioning, when you don't have good positioning, you're not going to make a beep on anybody's radar. Like, no one's going to see you, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel unseen. You're going to feel unheard. You're going to feel frustrated, because your soul clients, those people that you are meant to work with, are not going to notice you. And you're going to wonder why no one gets what you do, because you don't have the clear, consistent messaging that it takes to actually attract people who are reading your words online, who are just seeing you online. And even if they're seeing your stuff in print, like, you've got to be super clear. So this is a fun testimonial from Lynn. Lynn was really struggling with her positioning. She was an engineer in her profession, and she was really good at the tech stuff. Like, she's really super quick and brilliant at anything tech. It was super easy for her, but she knew she was so much more And it frustrated her that she couldn't figure out how she wanted to be represented. And after working together, she acknowledged her woo mystical side, as you can see in her title. And this is what Lynn wrote. Lynn says, "She gets me. From the beginning of our call, I heard her feedback to me, what she digested out of my brain dump, and validated and expanded on what I already knew about myself. And I knew I could trust her and that she gets me. Before working with Lisa, I struggled with, who am I? Who are my people? How the heck do I shift out of being the web technology person when I am so much more?" And after working with Lisa, I was able to overcome putting my arms and brains around me, who I am, and what I'm here for, giving life and presence, articulation to what I've known at the soul level, so I can now work and create with it. Now I know who my people are and how to support them so that they feel free to step into who they came here to be and do. Lisa's brilliant, patient, and all-seeing, more and deeper than intuitive. Working with Lisa through her process has provided me with what I feel needed to be the bridge to the gap between where I am stuck and where I want to be. She sees me, really sees me, and provided a space where I could show up and be seen. And so now she calls herself the light worker, marketing wizard, and tech goddess. So I just think that's so beautiful how people, really feel free to be themselves, to feel fully represented. It's such a freeing thing. So let's put strategy number 2 into action with this implementation idea. So think of what part of you have been leaving out of your business. It could be a hobby that you like. It could be a certain modality that you love. It could be, your spiritual or religious side, prayer, meditation, something like that. Could be a philosophy that you totally believe in. Something like a forgotten skill that you really excel at. Because leaving something like this out makes you feel like you're not whole and complete. And what happens is you lack enthusiasm, or the enthusiasm just dries up. And bringing in this, this whole and complete you actually helps you feel aligned, like it did for Lynn. So the power of clear positioning is that it really helps you move into alignment and jump over any self-doubt issues that are getting in the way of the energy that is the excitement, because the energy of excitement is the energy that attracts. And it's like you're going to work every day with, to a job you love, with the flexibility that you love, and it feels effortless. Right? I learned this with my very first audio course I created after I quit my job. It was called Recharge Your Mojo. I had floods of people joining because I was really, really excited just to start teaching and getting out there my philosophy and what had been in me for so long. And I told the people about it that were super excited to share. Everybody shared because they were excited. It's like the excitement really just boosts everything. It puts everything on overdrive. So think of what you're leaving out, because that's going to be, once you bring that into your business, you're going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel a lot different. So let's talk about strategy number 3. And that is knowing what solution your soul client's looking for. And here's the thing, it's really important to know what they want, right? Not what they need. We all know, as an expert in your area, you approach things from a totally different point of view, like this high level view, right? But your clients aren't there yet. So if you talk to them from your point of view up here, and they're here in their own stuff, there's that huge disconnect, and that's often what happens. They're not here yet. It's your job to bring them up to where you are, to your level of knowledge. So talk to them where they are from, where they are living. And that's, again, why market research is really important. Know what makes them become ready to invest. There's a point at which your soul clients are ready for you. right? And it's really important to determine when that is. This is an area that I love to work on when I help, when I work with my clients. We go deep into this like event that actually happens that makes them ready. Because when you know when this is, you can reach out, and in your copy and your, what your emails, all of that, the languaging that you do for your people that they see, they're going to connect with it. That's why it's really important for you to understand when they're going to be ready, what makes them ready. Knowing their language is really important. Knowing what they're searching for. And there's lots of ways to do this. It starts with the market research. You can do this through polls, surveys, interviews, posts, emails. I mean, the point is ask questions and find out. So the other thing is you've got to own your value and be able to demand a price point that you feel really good about. There's something that happens when you're first starting, and I've seen my clients want to start slow and gain confidence and then get their feet wet and then, kind of hang out in this low vibe, low offer area. And I get it, because I did that too. And there's times when you can do that, workshops and such, but the thing is there's different types of things that you can create. So it's super important to really know, what is that for you? What is it for? What do you want to create? What's the vibrational match with the value that you're bringing to the investment that you're asking? And really feel good about that. It's not about confidence, right? It's not about confidence. Your mind may think that you should charge, a certain amount, but is it the right match? Or maybe you think that this is the industry standard and this is the only thing I could get, but is that the right vibrational match for you? And only you can answer that. I mean, I can guide you, but ultimately that is up to you. And all of this helps you naturally attract your soul clients, because they know that you get them. They see your words, they hear you, they hear that you understand them. And this is what builds the trust and natural attraction. So really helping them see that you get them is really important. And when you don't know what they want and you guess, like from that expert point of view, there's going to be this huge gap, and your soul clients aren't going to connect with it, because the gap's going to be so big. They're not going to want to invest when you guess and create courses or programs and spend like tons of money on web design and graphics and logos and colors and all that stuff, because you think you know what they need, but you haven't done like the groundwork. You don't know what they want. And so that's when that disconnection happens. You're going to feel like you have to hunt for clients because you haven't energetically connected with your soul clients. You don't know them well enough. And that goes back to that, strategy number 1. You've got to know who your people are. And, if you don't know what they want, you're going to feel stuck, and it's going to start to, that self-doubt's going to brew, right? You can spend years here. I know I did. And so many of the people I work with do. They spend years just kind of hanging out in this stuck place, working their butt off, right? Feeling really super busy, but not getting anywhere. And, it sucks. It really does. I've been there. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. And what happens is you start to lose confidence. You doubt yourself. You think no one wants what you have to offer. And it's just a really horrible, sinking feeling to be stuck there. So here's an idea for you. Ask your audience what they want, and then match your expertise to provide a solution. So find out what they're looking for right now and meet them there. So let me give you an example. Let's say you're a success coach, but your audience is not looking for success. There's a gap, right? If they're not looking for success, but you're a success coach. So if you create a success program and you're talking about being successful, but what they're really struggling with is working with their team, And that's where their head is like, my team, I can't get my team to gel together. And, that's where their head is. It's not about success, but that's where you bring them to. You bring them to a level of success. So talking about success is a huge disconnect when their mind is focused on getting their team to be better organized or managed or, level up or whatever that might be. So I hope that gives you a good example. And so Sarah is a great example of what we've been talking about here. She's a health coach, and she was struggling to gain traction with engagement on her posts and getting clients. And we worked together to find out what she was really, really wanting to do, because I knew it wasn't strictly just health coaching and in the way that she was positioning herself. So her audience could feel that disconnect. And Sarah is so much more than just about food. She's so much more. So we dug in and discovered who her ideal client was. And she did some market research to find out what they wanted. And it became so easy for her to deliver a solution because it was natural. She knew it naturally. And it was fun for her. It was easy, effortless. And Sarah's energy is contagious, and she has no trouble connecting with people. So once we actually identified who her people are and shifted her positioning a little bit and identified the solution, she started to gain momentum. And she's really, really excited about what she's doing now and how she's helping her clients and what her audience is. And she just did a live in my group. She just came back from an event. She's just on fire. It's really fun to see the shift when you know what your people want. So strategy number 4 is get visible and be relatable through your content, so you can expand your reach and share your message and naturally attract your soul clients. So here's the thing. People have to see you consistently, and your brand is your vibe. So you have to show up as you, because that's what people are going to see anyway. And people need to see you. And then it's really important to be relatable and share content from your heart. Show people that you're a real person. Show them that you understand them. You understand where they are and you relate to them. Educate them on, about why you do what you do and why you're different, so that they can connect with you and realize, start to realize for themselves that you are the person for them, that you understand them so well, and you're the go-to person. So I'm going to show you how to do this in a few minutes. We're going to get ready to write our post. But get visible how you feel comfortable. There's a lot of ways to get visible, right? Writing articles, posting on social media, doing video, getting on podcasts, being on summits, joining online networking groups, and offline, attending your local networking groups too, or even starting your own meetup group. I mean, there's tons of ways, speaking online, offline. All these things are great ways to get visible. How do you like to get visible? And what feels exciting to you? Like, it's a yes when it feels exciting, and even though it feels a little uncomfortable, right? So step into who you're here to be, to show up. This is something that's still challenging for me, is to show up in my own energy and be and claim it. And I think this is a journey for a lot of us who are on this entrepreneurial path. It's like we need to claim who we are, who we are here to be. And I know it's really easy to hide behind the computer and not get dressed up or put makeup on or feel presentable, but don't let that stop you from showing up. It stopped me for a long time, and it just makes this whole thing feel really hard when it doesn't have to be. So get together with other people who serve your soul clients and have fun sharing. It's often called JV partnership or referral partners, but basically you're just sharing valuable content with people who have the same audience as you do. So, let's talk about what to do. Yeah. What happens when you're not visible? When you're not visible, people can feel your vibe. and I'm sorry, they can't feel your vibe. They cannot feel you when you're not being energetically visible. I did a lot of testing over the past couple years on different lead generation strategies and stuff. And when I'm not showing up energetically and somebody else is doing the marketing for me, I'm not saying you can't outsource. I mean, this is a different way of outsourcing, but I didn't get the traction that I do when I'm showing up myself energetically. So when you're not visible, people can't feel you. Your written words are, there's a way for them to carry your energy so that you are attracting those who you're looking for. And when you're not visible, they're not going to know that you're around. They're not going to know that you're there. They're not going to be able to find you. And you're going to feel like you're doing all the right things and nothing's working. And how frustrating is that, right? You get frustrated and overwhelmed. And you feel stifled too because you're not expressing yourself or using your expertise. Like your energy gets low. And when your energy's low, you cannot attract through who you're being. It's like it doesn't work that way. So here is where we're going to write the post. So we've been talking about helping people really get to know you, like you, and trust you, and becoming more visible. And before we go on to the last super strategy, which I like to say, let me give you a writing prompt that you can use to write a post that's going to help create lean in from your clients, what I call lean in. It's like when your clients go, oh, so for example, have you ever read an email or seen a post where it felt like that person is speaking directly to you? You're like, oh, how does that person know me so well, right? That's because they know you. That's because they know who their audience is. And that's what you're going to be able to do as well. So this post is going to help you. And when you're writing, you want to be building relationships and being relatable and building that trust. So here's the post, and I'm going to read it. And if you want to take a picture of it, you can. If you want to start working on it, I'm going to take a couple sips of tea here in a minute. But here's the thing. I want you to share a time when you struggled with the same big pain point that your ideal client has. And what did it feel like? How was your life affected by it? And how did you get past it? And then share how much you believe that your audience can also get past that. So here's an example. Say you were a coach, a productivity mindset, a relationship coach, doesn't matter. The post might say something like this: I used to struggle with feeling productive enough. And then I realized that it had nothing to do with being productive. Rather, it was all about not feeling like I had accomplished enough. It made me feel frustrated and I got stressed so easily. I would take it out on myself and unfortunately those around me. I would get irritated at myself for not being good enough, skilled enough, experienced enough. You get the idea. I never felt enough. It eventually began to affect my marriage, and that's when I began my journey to become enough. And I found out being productive enough, skilled enough, accomplished enough, and experienced enough wasn't that hard. My mentor made it so easy for me to obtain a different perspective. I know if I can feel enough, you can too. So you're kind of connecting the dots with them. For them, you are telling your story, and you're being relatable. So you're helping them understand the struggles that they are going through right now are not abnormal. Like you've been there too. So this just helps you create. Now this is just an example. Again, whatever big pain point your people struggle with is what you want to write your story on. Okay. So if you, again, you could take a picture of this with your camera, your phone. You can write it down, but this is basically it. Share a time when you struggled with the same big pain point your ideal client has. What did it feel like? How was your life affected by it? And how did you get past it? And then share how your audience can get past it too. Okay. So I want to tell you about Michelle. Michelle, so Michelle came to me as she found me on Instagram. And we got on a call and she's like, "Can you help me become a mini celebrity online?" And I'm like, "Well, I let me look." And so I looked at some of her stuff, and I found out that she wasn't, really clear in her, in her messaging and such. She didn't really know who her ideal audience was. She wasn't speaking clearly to them. And so I said, "Sure, I can help you get started to become a mini celebrity." And that's actually what I helped her do. So Michelle, Michelle now teaches what she originally wanted to teach others. So she came to me. So this is really important for you to hear. She came to me wanting to be a mini celebrity, right? Now, this is what she teaches other people to do. So think about this. This is what happened to me too. I struggled with getting clients and getting my messaging clear, clarity, visibility, client attraction. And this is now what I teach people. So what is it that you want right now? Let's see. Ooh, okay. All right, Yulin has to leave. Okay, so we're just gonna go on here. So Michelle, she said, "Lisa's awesome, intuitive, and clear." Oh, let me just back up here a minute. So Michelle came to me, and she was calling herself a intuitive life and business coach, and she was working with kind of life coaching, and did some business coaching. She had studied with Gabby Bernstein, and so she was she was very wise, and she was super, like, I knew she was going to become and be somebody big, like a celebrity, like she wanted to be. Um, and so now she is actually the co-founder of iTribe Social, which is what she takes people through Instagram courses and helps them become influencers. So she says, "Lisa's awesome, intuitive, and clear on what she can provide. Before working with Lisa, I struggled with doing the right things to become visible online. I was looking for visibility, and that's what she was offering. I now know who I'm speaking to when I'm posting and putting out my content. Working with Lisa was amazing. She has an amazing process for helping you get crystal clear on who your target market is. Her process is very special, unique, and if you're an online boss babe, you need her." So she works with a lot of these um, younger, like millennial aged people. Anyway, she's amazing. So it just helps to be really clear about what it is that you really want. Like what is it that you really want, and to know energetically what is the match. So that brings me to number 5. Strategy number 5 is programming your mind for success. So you may or may not have heard this before, but let me explain it here a little bit differently than you might have heard it explained before. Programming your mind to create the success you desire has to include certain aspects, such as space, intuition, self-care, and play. So I am going to, I'm going to be, okay, tech issues. I've had tech gremlins from down below all week. All right, there we go. We're back on. So let me explain this a little bit more. Having a daily practice that actually helps you connect to that next version of who you are helps set up your energy for the day. So in my programs, I share my manifestation practice with my clients, and they love it because it helps them get set up from the very start of the day. And then it's really important to be clear about what you want. Like what are your desire? What do you desire your life to be, or your business to be, or whatever you're focusing on needs to be very specific. And this works. Like for example, if you want 5 new clients, focus on 5 new clients. If you want to up level your visibility, be very specific on how you're going to do that and focus on that. And then energetically call in your people. Use intention and intuition as part of your tools in your toolbox. When I work with people, I help them develop this piece. So it's so very powerful, because energy is like, that's my area of expertise, is really the energetics of it. But being able to do this is just accessing a different part of us that we don't often use in our business. It's like we don't have to just come from our head and our heart, right? And then creating space in your mind and in your environment for creation is really important. And that means decluttering your mind. So get going into quiet time, meditating, whatever it is that helps you declutter your mind, changing your thoughts, your patterns, your environment. I mean, just see what happens when you change your environment, when you clean. Like, I cleaned my desk a couple years ago. I was just starting to get lots of friends on Facebook and stuff, and I was decided to clean my desks. I'm a kind of a piles person. I like have piles, and so I needed to clean it. And once I cleaned it, I came back to my computer and I had like 45 friend requests, like all of my ideal clients. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. The next day, same thing. And this was way before like Facebook did its thing with all these friend requests recently. This is several years ago. And it was just incredible that I opened up this space in my environment for more of what I wanted to come in. So the other thing is play more. It's really important to play so that you can rejuvenate your soul and up your vibe. Like, as adults, we don't take time to play, and especially as women, we don't take time to play. That's why I'm doing retreats. That's why I'm starting retreats. So my first retreat is in May. I'm really excited because I know that this is an area where people get so stuck. Like, they don't play. We don't play. And play is very important in the creativity and the creation process. And we are creators. We're creating all the time. So client attraction is strategy, conviction in your own product and service, and programming your mind for success. It's about how you're showing up, because it's really not about having to do more to attract. It's about accepting and receiving that that is already here for you. When you step into who you're here to be, when you step into that joyful feeling and feeling fully expressed, that's when you naturally attract people, because your energy and your mindset is what pulls in what's already there waiting for you. And in order to do this, you have to be really clear on what you desire, and you have to make space for the universe to deliver what it is that you want. Because when you're unclear and when your heart isn't in what you're doing, like all these different strategies, that are out there, all these shiny objects and stuff, if you're exhausted and your energy's low and you're feeling stuck or frustrated or overwhelmed, it just means you're out of alignment. It means you're not going to be able to naturally attract your soul clients. And this is an area where I work with on my premium clients. So before we go further today, let me just recap a little bit. So the first thing is you learned how to gain clarity on your audience so that you can deeply connect with them from the heart, and why your marketing strategies may not be working, and to position yourself powerfully in the marketplace with feeling fully represented of who you are so that you can stand out online. And then creating a solution for your audience that they want, something that you feel super passionate about, and that is like you stepping into your value, owning your value, and then getting visible. So getting visible and sharing your message through relevant, relatable posts like the one that you started to create today. And then lastly, program your mind and show up in alignment so that you can naturally attract clients. So you're here today because you've probably felt lost online. so many things to do and no focused next steps. Like you've got all these different strategies and pieces of marketing, but nothing really fits together or works to bring in clients. Or you know that you have something amazing to offer, like a cutting edge service or modality that creates deep transformation. If only people knew about it, that you know, if people knew about it, you could help them. And you've tried the latest and greatest marketing strategies and it feels hard or icky or exhausting, and you feel like you're working too many hours, many of which are spent in front of the computer, sitting on your butt and not seeing matching profits, right? And you know that your gifts are amazing. You just want to be you and get paid for your awesomeness and have more free time to enjoy life, right? And you're not seeing the results that you want. You think that you need to take more classes or get more certifications or learn something more. But here's the thing. The problem is not that you don't know how to, to learn. You know how to learn. I know you love to learn. I know you're super smart. Information's not the issue. Where you get stuck is in the implementing. And that's why people in our industry hire people to help them implement. So if you need help, do yourself a favor and get some help. If you don't, you're going to just stay where you are. And so, of course, there's two ways to go about doing it, right? You have all these strategies that we talked about today, and you can go it alone. The DIY, take the strategies and go ahead and implement them on your own and continue doing what you're doing and trust that it's going to work out, or work with a coach or a mentor, or follow some of the guru formulas, sign up for more courses, trial and error, and until a few years goes by and you've invested tens of thousands of dollars or hours trying to piece things together, and bump into frustration and overwhelm, leaving you to doubt yourself further, and perhaps see the same results that you have now. Or you can get a shortcut and expertise from a specialist that is going to provide you with a customized roadmap based on your goals, your unique business characteristics, how you operate in your zone of genius, so that you have client attraction strategies that you love and that work for you, in your business. And you know exactly what to do to get things right the first time. So, taking less than a year to get the hang of things while you're naturally attracting clients and generating income so that you can finally do the things that you want, like travel more time with family, more time for self-care, more time for, rejuvenation, play, the things we talked about. The reason you went into business for yourself in the first place, right? So whichever the choice is, I totally respect it. Only you can know, if you want to, which choice is best for you. But I want to give you a little heads up on both of these options. So here's some things to think about for option number one, because I hear this all the time. The website person you hire is not going to give you marketing strategies. That's not what they're for. The self-study courses will not get your specific questions answered. And in fact, 97% of self-study courses are never completed. Crazy, right? A spiritual mentor or a healer is not going to help you with marketing strategies that are going to help you gain traction and increase your income. A business coach usually does not include metaphysical and transformational mindset. And a DIY, by downloading free resources, watching webinars or YouTubes, or collaborating, getting on podcasts, co-authoring books, and all these things are not going to get you the momentum that you want. And they're simply going to take you longer. And you're just going to feel like you have all these different marketing strategies that are kind of up in the air and don't fit together. So what happens with option two? So if you like the idea of getting a little bit of help and getting a roadmap, then we'll jump on a 45-minute call together. And based on your goals, your business, your mindset, all that, I'll give you the exact things that you need to put in place to naturally attract clients. And then we'll also talk about what's been keeping you from getting the results and what you can do about that. And by the end of the call, you'll have a very clear set of action steps that you can follow. And I'll give you some ideas also to refine the post that you were writing today. And I want to offer you a gift to thank you for being here and spending an hour with me. And that's my Attract Your Next Soul Client Breakthrough Call. And as you can see, these sessions go for $397 on my page. But as a thank you for spending time with me, I'm going to fully waive that charge. And why? Why am I doing that? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to try and convince you that I'm the right person for you to help you get where you want to go. But let me show you what I can do, and you can go from there. See how it works. So how does this work? Well, you either love the breakthrough and the roadmap that you get, that we talk about, and you decide to take it and run with it, or you love it and you want to bring me on as your mentor to help you implement the plan as soon as possible. Now, I do want to let you know that I do work with a limited number of businesses because, and the investment actually reflects that. The investment level for my consulting and mentoring can range anywhere from the mid 4-figure to high 5-figure investment range, depending on the duration and the scope of work and where you're starting from and all of that. But here's the thing, on these calls, I am not going to bring up this to anybody, because it's very possible that I don't even bring it up at all, because I only work with people that that is a very, very good fit for me. So option number 1 is available to everyone, and option number 2 isn't. That's the thing. The reason is that, working with me requires upfront investment of both of our resources. Like, that includes the time, the energy, the money, all of that stuff. So I have to be very selective in who I'm taking on. And option 2 doesn't apply to you if you're not committed, or if you're not willing to create that massive transformation with your clients. If you're unwilling to invest in your resources, your time, your money, your energy upfront, and if you think your business is not a priority and you're just telling yourself that you can do this later, and it's not for you if you don't follow through or have a really great work ethic and the courage and mindset to match. So option 2 is also not for anyone who just wants to continue doing it themselves. It's not for anyone in direct sales who is not willing to create a personal brand. Now, I do work with people in direct sales who want to create their own personal brand and their own offers. But it's not a fit if you're just behind the direct sales. It's also not a fit if your business is not a priority, if it's just a hobby, or if you're not willing to invest your time, money, or resources to see that return on investment, or if naturally attracting clients for your business is not a priority, which you wouldn't be here, I don't think, right? So I'd love to speak with you if you're tired of going it alone, if you're ready to stop taking all those self-study programs where you get frustrated because you're not getting your questions answered. If you've been waiting for a solution that's going to actually move you forward, and you have a calling and a passion to create massive transformation on the planet, and you're an expert at what you do. If you're ready and able to invest, your time, your money, your energy up front in order to grow your business, get it going with some very customized client attraction strategies and a business model that you're going to love, and a clear focus that actually has actions that's going to help you reach your financial goal. And also, if you're ready to have my eyes on your business so you can proceed really excited and in alignment and energized about your path. If you're ready to make whatever changes you need to change, then that's a yes. So that's option 2 is for you. So how do you claim this? Well, if you resonate with that option number 2, then go ahead and you can go to this URL. It's a bit.ly. It's bit.ly/attract soul clients. And you can write that down. I'll also post it in the chat afterwards. And then what happens is you'll be taken directly to my scheduler, and then you'll be asked to answer a few questions so I can get to know your business and make sure you're eligible for this session. And I'm not going to say I only have so many slots available this next week or whatever, because usually when people say that, it's not accurate. I know you're supposed to have some sort of urgency or scarcity or something like that, but here's the truth. If you're not eligible, then I'm going to take the offer off the table, and I'll let you know. And also, it's a first come, first serve. If I have space available, then I have space available. So if if you know you're tired of working your butt off and you're feeling lost online and you're ready to share your message and work with more clients and you're ready to help, ready to like get some help and start helping others now, then something needs to change. And I'd love to have you go here and apply for one of these Attract Your Next Soul Client breakthrough calls, and make sure to use the coupon FREE, 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 when you go to my scheduler, because that'll take the $397 off. So make sure to use that free coupon code. So what happens if you do nothing after this class? Well, you'll waste lots of time, right? You'll spend lots of money on shiny objects and probably use up more space on your computer. I mean, who doesn't have, shiny objects on their computer, right? You'll continue to go down rabbit holes thinking that you're going to get ahead quickly when you still don't have the foundation in place, and you'll stay where you are, which, is probably somewhere between lost and unclear and invisible or frustrated. And you'll work even harder, feel more overwhelmed, and get more frustrated because you don't have a clear focus. So if you're ready to get some help, I would love to help you. If you fit that option number 2, go ahead and use the coupon code FREE, and I'll be happy to help you move forward. So thank you so much for attending this masterclass. I love being able to share with you what I've learned, and I hope this has been super helpful, and I hope to see you soon. So I'm going to go ahead and